Boom. Video, hopefully, indeed. That is only going to make sense if you watch the previous video. Yeah, here's me a minute into the future. Again, only going to make sense if you watch the previous video. I published a video on Monday. I recorded a video on Monday, published it early morning Tuesday. And I left it on unlisted, so only I could see it because I wasn't sharing the link with anyone else. And why would you check? And it got no views. It got 1 view, and it had been like that the whole week. And I was genuinely miffed about it. I was like, sort of sitting there, just like, what the hell? And it was so weird because, okay, I've watched some amazing podcasts this week. Fucking incredible. And it's really good. It's exactly what I need. And I just want to quickly point out the change in my mood that I've just noticed from recording this video and the previous one. So I've been here for maybe 20 minutes. I think fan-fucking-tastic. I am so good. I'm a bit ill. My nose is a little bit stuffy. And I think that just increases the activation energy for like getting up and get it into the day. And also when you're lying in bed and it's all warm and stuff, and you're like, oh, no, like this life can get much better than this. But it obviously can. I don't know. Life could get better at this. It's almost like you want something. You want to want more. But it's like your needs are all met there. And I was like lying down thinking, I guess that's what it is. You're just comfy. Your needs are all met. And so why move? And yeah, and it's a weird feeling because right now, my needs are exactly the same. Like my needs are always met. I'm very fortunate that I live in like a nice place. Obviously I'm living with my parents right now, but eating food and I can eat food and everything. Like my basic survival things are ticked off. There's like a hierarchy of needs. I think for when you, what's his name? There's a dude, but it's psychology. It's like you need your basic stuff first, and then you need like happiness, and then this, and then you can have like, I don't know, leisure stuff. And that's the thing. Because I think it comes up in teaching. My mum was a teacher, and actually still is a little bit. And she would tell us about how you can't teach someone something, which is kind of like a luxury thing, if they're like hungry. So you need to make sure that at school you feed your children, because otherwise they're not going to be able to learn because their most basic needs haven't been met. But yeah, right now I'm fan-fucking-tastic. My needs are still met, and like I've got all this awesome stuff on top. And I think it's just getting out of your brain. Like having this stream of consciousness come at you might not be the most amazing thing all the time, but it's almost like a form of therapy that I can just have thoughts and they just flow. Anyways, podcasts and shit. The shit being video recorded on Monday, published on Tuesday. It was so weird. I published that. I didn't realize it was unlisted until maybe an hour and a half ago. And I'm just there like, up until that point, I think it was yesterday, I had a very, very weird thought. And it was, so I basically dropped out of school 2 months ago, and I'm still enrolled for like exams. I'll still sit my A levels, which in the UK are like final ones before university. And yeah, it was a weird point because I don't know really what I'm going to do, but I also know that I don't want to be in school. Every time I was in school sitting in lessons, like maybe 8 out of 10, just say 4 out of 5 times, then simplify the fraction, I'd just be there just like, I could be doing so much more. But now I'm here with all the time in the world. I don't know what I want to do. I know that if I could make money easily, wouldn't everyone say this, but if I could make money easily, my life would basically be sorted out right now. That is an incredibly naive statement to make, but because there are problems in all areas of your life. I did this video, I mentioned this in the Idols video, but it's super easy to look in on rich people and say, damn, if I if I had all that money, like, I wouldn't have any problems. No, they have problems. You're looking in on it and not understanding that their life isn't. You can't just exist as being rich. That doesn't satisfy you. You're called to do more than that. But yeah, I mean, it's the exact same with physique. My physique right now is good. It's not like perfect. I had a little thing with pride, I think, for a bit, but I've kind of curbed that. And that's a bit prideful to say that. But yeah, I mean, I look really good, like how I would have wanted to a few years ago. And I still got all this shit going on, but it just changes the types of problems you have. And it's also nice, you gain wisdom from it. And so I think that's going to be the next step, like, be in the money game. Because, and I guess some people never do, but like, that's my plan. Because if you can beat it, like, then you unlock the next stage of problems. It's kind of okay. But I had a weird thought of just lying there. I wasn't just lying there. It was like a recurring thought I was having all day a few days ago. Of just, you could go back to school. It'd be simpler. And I wasn't thinking too much, I'll pretend this is all a joke. But then things I knew, if I went back to school, I'd be like, I want to get out again. And then that time, like, it'd be so much more difficult to leave, because, then what the fuck am I doing? And it's really difficult when people are looking in on you and saying, you can't stick at things, but you just know it's not for you. And I can stick at things. Is it really, like, I mean, the problem is that I don't know what it is, but there are things I can stick at and things I have stuck at. Like, I've stuck at gym, I've stuck at like, and all these things, and gym's tapered a little, but it's really difficult because it enters a whole spiral of like self-criticism. And the gym thing, I stuck at that for like 7 months. Like 2 months I went every single day at 5 a.m. and then sometimes went twice a day. And then after that, it was still every day with, like, I think 1 rest day. And then maybe in the last 2.5 months, it's taped off a bit because I've got what I wanted. And so it's really difficult. I just have to remind myself that no, like, you've made that choice because just times have changed, and I'm going through a very weird point of just like tons of. I'm in like I need to be in a constant state of flux. I mean, that sounds like an awful cope for why I'm just sat talking to a camera in the bottom of my garden in a shed. But I knew that one of the things I like, and I've noticed, is that I seem to be in a good point, in a good position to put myself. I seem to be good at putting myself in good positions for the future. So I knew that if I left school, I wouldn't immediately feel great, and I wouldn't have any fucking clue what to do, because as a young guy, we were probably just going to be a little bit shit at absolutely everything. I knew that it gave me the capacity that when I got the itch to just like kind of go, and you should not wait for an itch, but I knew that you're going to have ups and downs, okay? And I've had so many times in school where I've had like an up and I just haven't been able to do anything because I just don't have the time and I don't know what to do. And so I've been able to go all in on something like gym and school. I had the itch to go really, really hard at gym. And it was great, I did. But school was a limiting factor because it meant we had to go gym before school at 5 a.m. Then we also had to like work, like do all these things. And it led to the point where we were like fast asleep through period 2 maths. And so that would affect recovery. That would affect all these different things. And yeah, and I knew that if I had that itch again for something like this, I could go all in. The problem I'm having now is I don't know what the fuck to do, but that's okay because I also know that the best thing to do is just start. And the starting looked like last week calling up 3 sales places, asking for a job, and then basically getting hung up on. And I haven't done anything since. But it's okay. Like I will do something, and I know I will, because eventually it will happen. It will be today probably, and I don't have to force work too much. I know that this is it's obviously not optimal. It's 100% not what sort of the big is it a manosphere? I don't know, man. I feel like if I say manosphere, it sounds like I don't like it, but like it's really good. Like a lot of the spaces on the internet will say like you just have to work very, very, very hard and stuff. And long term, that's the goal. It's just really difficult to get there. And yet, but you know, it's very real with what I'm dealing with, and I'm not saying it's good, but if there's another person out there going through it, yeah, this is one of the, actually, this just reminded me of a really nice thought I had. So I was lying there thinking, do I go back to school? No, because I'm really struggling with studying from home right now. Like, not that if it was in school, it'd be easier. I prefer that it's at home. I'm just struggling with studying. It's the first time, like the content I'm coming across is very difficult, and I also don't really want to do it. And so the alternative is then go all in on like business and stuff, but I don't want to, my focus, I don't know if I want to make my focus money. And so it's more like a moral issue, maybe, but the fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is that it really doesn't matter what the issue is. I shouldn't be thinking, oh, maybe I'm thinking like this, maybe I'm thinking like this, maybe because of this. Because one of the thoughts I was thinking, maybe I don't like sticking at stuff because having done quite well academically, when there's sort of like not an expectation, maybe a subconscious sort of bias of, if you're not doing a lot, you're not doing very much. Say if I'm like really shit at sales or stuff, or just a shit calling up people. Because I remember one of the things I said to a dude was, can I see your branch manager about onboarding new clients? Just trying to bullshit my way through like a receptionist thing, because I'd probably just get brushed off like I had the first few times with like an email. And they're designed, or secretaries and stuff are designed so that you don't waste their guys' time. But I was fucking shit at it. It was, okay, give me a minute, he's on a call right now. So, hi, what's your name? Fucking Derek or something. I don't know. I think I mentioned it in another video. So, hi Derek, my name's James. Nice to meet you. Just get hung up on. Just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? But I realised that with YouTube stuff, I'd kind of thought I'd accidentally fallen into the pattern of, or the trap of thinking about views and stuff, and that's not why I'm making these videos. And yeah, sitting down and just thinking about it, I was like, man, you know, why am I doing like this shit? And then it just kind of like hit me like, you're doing this shit because you're in a fucking bad spot. You're in a really bad spot. But every day there are little bits of like light that I can see. So this is the podcast I mentioned, like God knows how long ago. And if my life is significantly better than when it was a few months ago. Like, I actually have like a small income that I make from tutoring people, and I would not know, like, I don't know if I could give this to me a few months ago, it would help him out. It would help him out. If I could give this video to me 2 days ago, it would help him out, because like, shit, it's on unlisted. And it's like, oh, that's why you're making videos. Because why I'm making videos is so that assuming that I can get my life together, it can be a bit of a template or like a little bit of motivation for other people to be like, oh shit, don't woe is me, because there's no point. Like, you have to just keep going, and it's fucking difficult. It's really fucking difficult. Anyway, I've seen some great podcasts. So there was a big long talk I think it's like a 7-hour thing that I'm like 5 hours through by a dude called Alex Hormozy, who I've mentioned before, and he's really awesome. I've noticed tons of weird like parallels and stuff, which is really nice. Because he was someone who was doing like really well in school and then ended up dropping out, and his obviously sounds like a lot more epic of a story than this, but in hindsight, it is like I'm kind of building my story as I go. I don't have to just cookie cutter template the dude, but it's really useful because I'm doing my own thing, and I kind of found myself in a similar situation to this guy. So I'm like, damn, like he kind of, this is cool. This is cool that he's there. I just now need the sales experience, like jacked powerlifting body and everything else. But yeah. And what was he saying? Give me a moment to think, and I'll be right back with you. And here I am. It wasn't anything. It wasn't any one thing in particular, and a few things he said I've already just kind of regurgitated myself. It's not an amazing thing to just be a mouthpiece for other people's thoughts, but it's good. These are like little bits of sort of like wisdom I've picked up, I guess, and have helped me. But it was just a general thing of, he kind of read my mind of exactly what I was going through at that point when I was like listening through. So there's a few things he said about how your brain's going to like trick you and stuff, or like try and get you to go back. And that's exactly what I was going through at that point. I was like, damn, like, okay, so this is number one. Then he said something about, he said something ages ago. This is the first thing. It was like partners, and like, I'm incredibly fortunate that the sort of things he says about the woman you'd want to marry, or a woman you want to like spend your life with. Like, I'm seeing tons of positive stuff with the parallels there, and it's like good to know that it is nice to have like a bit of a structure in your life, because this is what I really need. If I can just sort of this is why it's important with gym. If you start with gym, you just start by doing anything. You just pick some random dude's plan, you just start doing it. Because if you're alone by yourself in like the sea, you just swim, you don't know where the fuck you're going to go. But if you have like a little island, you can like be on the island, and then you can begin to like expand the island a bit, like Minecraft Skyblock, okay? Otherwise you're just falling through the void. That's a much better metaphor. Let's go, that's fucking Minecraft. All right. But yeah, you just need the little block. And so I'm noticing like a lot of little parallels and pre-fires that this guy is doing. I think pre-fire is like in Fortnite, you know they're going to shoot they're going to make an edit, so you just shoot the wall and you pre-fire it. Pre-fire is a word that me and my friends have begun using everywhere. It is the greatest word of all time, because if you're in a conversation with someone and you know what they're going to say, you can just like pre-fire it. You just like pre-fire. It's a bit rude, but it's perfect sometimes, and there are tons of different applications for it which aren't rude. It's really good. It's really, really good. But yeah, so it's like this guy's made a bunch of pre-fires, and it's like, okay, so what does he say is next? What does he say is next? If he said this and this and this has happened to him, and this is what he did, and it's like, okay, so this and this has happened to me, and it's like, it's very similar, and so let me just steal your experience. And I think that's going to be one of my focuses. I'm going to try and like steal tons of experience from other people, whether it's to read it and stuff. What I really would like is maybe like a mentor or something, but I don't know how to go about getting that. I think if I come at it with the right attitude, I'll eventually, like, people are nice enough if I'm humble, which I think I am, and just there to learn, which I definitely am. But yeah, it's just difficult because I don't know. We're so useless, just as like little people. Like I'm 17. I've lived no life. I've lived no life, and everyone's in this position. And I'm trying to live such a big life. I don't know what to do. Anyways, second podcast I listened to, David Lade's interview with Chris Williamson on Modern Wisdom. Oh my god. Okay, firstly, I love David Lade. He's so like. The physiqueness is awesome. I remember there was a period of time where I just got super into again, the idols thing. It wasn't if I'm jacked and like Chris Bumstead or Sam Sulek or David Lade, like then I'll be enough. No, but these guys were more like role models, or these big, I don't know, I was using lessons from them and like watching them sort of like mini mentors. It was really good. It wasn't, oh, I have to do this to be enough. It's like, no, I want to do this. Okay, so who's really good at that? These guys. Okay, teach me guys. And no, it's fucking awesome. David is such a nice dude, pretty dude as well, goddamn. And he just does like the randomized side quest videos he does. He just has a great dynamic with Chris Bumstead. Like, it's so wholesome. I love watching his stuff. And yeah, so seeing that video, there was just tons of like relatable stuff. The dude is so intelligent. And I could see him, well, this is going to sound a bit vain, but I can see like a lot of like myself in him in that interview, because there are a few answers he gave where there's tons of nuance, and there are a few answers he also gave where he struggled to put stuff into words. And the stuff that I'm having, I don't really know a lot of what I'm talking about. And I'd rather be in his position than mine, because he has just like a bunch of money. And that would solve all my money problems right now. But there's sort of a bit past that. David Lade is notorious for just like doing random shit. And that's what I'm trying to think about. Like, I need something that's fulfilling. And I have a lot of things that are fulfilling. I enjoy like just talking here. It's really good. I could do it for fucking ages. But because of like your retention and your respect for your time, I'm going to try and wrap up in the next few minutes. But yeah, I mean, my only real like use of anyone it isn't like, oh, I've gone and done this like crazy thing, here's my advice. It's kind of just I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing, but hopefully I make it out, and so you can watch, which isn't a good thing. So that's a great motivator to go and do some crazy shit, which is my plan. I found tons of like little crazy things I just need to get fucking on with and do them. But it was an incredibly real and honest interview that he had. And yeah, there was a question that came up, and this is the one that's really stuck with me. I say that, I don't remember it exactly, but it was something like, what type of man do you want to be? And he kind of stood there and he didn't really, like, they kind of landed on truth and honesty as like the foundation to everything, but there really isn't like a cookie cutter I want to be this person, right? We're all just kind of like floundering about, and that's okay. Like, I want to flounder about to the point where I can provide for other people and live a good life and not be forced to use my time. One of the traps I've fallen into maybe is the being too worried about my time has meant that I've just kind of taken it all back from school really right now. But if I had a job, and I like, obviously I make an income, but it's a tiny thing, and I live within my means, which are very small means. But if I had like a job and I was sat there thinking, oh, I wish I could be doing more with my time, because one of the things while I was tutoring people, you're sat there and you're thinking, okay, so I get to the end of maybe this hour and I make 20 quid. Okay, I make the end of this hour, I make it like 40 quid. But there's like, I feel like there's got to be a way I can be making more money. Like, I'm now just like waiting. And I think that's one of the nice things about business, is that you can increase the value of your time. And this is one of the nice realizations I had the other day, was that time, like, I was like, what is money? It's like, it's stored time. It's stored time. I can, if I have money, I can trade it for time. And if I have my time, I can trade that for money. And so money is just time, and it's other people's time. I can give you money and I can get you to do something for me. And it gave me it was a few days ago I had this. I was like, damn, okay, so now this is a pretty good indicator. Like, if I work now for just ages and ages and ages, that I can now not work in the future and use this money. Time is only money is only time, and time is only money, because we use money for fucking everything. But that doesn't change the fact that we use money for fucking everything. Not for fucking everything, just for everything. And so yeah, I don't really know where I was going with that, but well, who is it that, like, Naval Ravikant or someone said, with regards to what type of man do you want to be? Be a good man, by the way. Be a godly man. It's difficult right now. I'm in an awkward spot with religion, not because of anything, but I'm just kind of thinking. I had like a huge thing going through a bunch of like pride stuff, a bunch of like all these things, like big, I don't know what you'd call it, like revelational stuff. And I went through a period where I felt like I was getting a lot closer to God. And I'm just kind of like there, and I'm not saying I'm there closest to God, I'm just kind of like a constant distance from God instead of like getting closer to him. And I think one of the problems I'm having with right now is sloth. I'm just kind of, yeah, it's a really difficult thing. Saying that isn't going to make it easier. It's actually going to make it worse. But I'm just a bit of a point. But I know from being in points in the past where I've been, say, overly prideful, I mean, what are they? Pride and envious, greedy. I haven't been too greedy. Lustful. Sloths. I do know them. I'm just not going to commit too much time to thinking about them right now. And I know that having made it out of some of those places, that it's possible to make it out of this. I just kind of am in the process of doing that. And that's okay. It's all okay. But Naval Ravikant said something along the lines of, it was to do with the meaning of life. If you could answer that question, and it's an unanswerable question, because if you could answer it, that meaning, once you had it, would become part of life. So now it's like, what is the meaning beyond that? You just it's illogical. It doesn't work. And so you just kind of have to, I think the only answer that logically makes sense, and it kind of intuitively doesn't make any sense at all, it's something to do with grammar or something. It eats. Like, life just eats. Like, it just eats, and you can choose to do whatever you want with it. But if you're in a point where, like I was with just random YouTube stuff, thinking, go back to school, I don't know, I'm not particularly great happy here. Actually, no, I am happy here. I'm very happy right now. I'm not certain or secure here. And I knew though that I would be certain and secure, but not happy. So why would I want that? If you're at a point where you feel like the little bit of tension, and you to go back, or you don't know whether to take the leap, there's a great quote I heard by Alex Hormozi, and it was, he's borrowed it from someone else, I think. If you're 85 years old and you're on your deathbed, you're not going to be regretting the fucking awesome, like, risks you've taken. Like, the quote was like, shoot the shot, ask the girl out, take the risk, like, do all these things, because when you're 85, you're not going to regret it. And that's really good. I'm right now in a point where I just can't really be thinking about, like, regretting anything, because I don't know what's going to happen, and that's okay. I can embrace the uncertainty, and I'm just going to have to start a little bit of a loop. Going to start the first feedback loop of putting a little bit of work, wait for delayed gratification, because this is what he says, and then maybe a week or a month down the line, I'll finally get some feedback on it. So say if one of the things I was thinking about was like learning lots of little tech with AI, and like I could learn, and then like help someone out, and don't really do it, and then just like 1 month later, just this work here was justified, and I just have to be patient for that. So yeah, that's my little plan. So have a great day. I'm enjoying doing videos so much right now. I'm probably going to publish even another one today, because there's a video I've been meaning to make for ages about this goated man on Spotify. So yeah, like, trust me, that shit is the best, funniest thing of all time. If you stuck around for 30 minutes, thank you so much. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope it was helpful. And if there's anything I can do to help you more, let me know. If you want to think like, oh, James, like, I got this super big problem, I don't know what to do, I will go out and I will give myself that problem. Say you say, James, I've got like to feed a family of 4 and I don't know how to do it. I will go get myself a family of 4 and then try and feed them, and I will give you all the extra experience you can, because I think that is going to be super valuable. Because time is money. So yeah, have a good one.